Assalamu alaikum. The Quran is a book of divine guidance, a source of wisdom meant for all times and all people. But how do we truly understand its meaning? Throughout history, scholars have taken different approaches to interpreting the Quran, some relying on philosophy, others on external sciences, and some on historical traditions. But one scholar stood out with a unique and disciplined approach: ʿAllāmah Hussein Ṭabāṭabāʻī, the author of tafsīr al-Mīzān. In today's episode of Reflection, we will explore ʿAllāmah Ṭabāṭabāʻī's method of Quranic exegesis, a method rooted in one powerful idea: the Quran explains itself. Most scholars approach the Quran with external influences, shaping their interpretations based on philosophy, science, or theology. But ʿAllāmah Ṭabāṭabāʻī did something very different. He rejected imposing human ideas onto the Quran. Instead of forcing the text to fit preconceived notions, he allowed the Quran to speak for itself. He carefully examined each verse, placing it in conversation with other verses, letting the Quran explain, clarify, and interpret itself. His approach follows a divine principle found in the Quran itself: وَنَزَّلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ تِبْيَانًا لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ. And we have revealed the book to you, explaining clearly everything. The Quran as well described itself as hudan linnas, a guidance for mankind. And in another verse, God tells us, وَقَدْ أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكُمْ نُورًا مُبَيِّنًا. Indeed, we have sent down to you a manifest light, a book that speaks to itself. This is why ʿAllāmah Ṭabāṭabāʻī never approached the Quran as a collection of separate verses. Instead, he saw it as a unified whole, where each part helps to explain the other. This approach, interestingly, wasn't invented by ʿAllāmah Ṭabāṭabāʻī. In fact, it was inherited from the teachings of the Prophet and the Imams alayhimus salam. Imam Ali alayhi salam describes the Quran beautifully. He says, يَنْتِقُ بَعْضُهُ بِبَعْضٍ وَيَشْهَدُ بَعْضُهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ. One part speaks with the other, and one portion testifies about the other. The Prophet is also recorded to have said that he left behind two inseparable sources of guidance: the Book of God and his progeny, Ahl Bayt. إِنِّي تَارِكٌ فِيكُمُ الثَّقَلَيْنِ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ وَإِتْرَةِ أَهْلِ بَيْتِ. The Quran itself emphasizes the special status of the Prophet's family, where it tells us, إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. Indeed, God only desires to keep away uncleanness from you, O people of the house, and to purify you with a thorough purification. For ʿAllāmah, the true inheritors of Quranic interpretation were the Prophet and the Imams, not external philosophies, traditions, or school of thought. Because ʿAllāmah Ṭabāṭabāʻī relied purely on the Quran and the teachings of Ahl Bayt, his exegesis follows a clear and structured method. He avoids speculative interpretations. He does not twist verses to fit preconceived ideologies. Secondly, he preserves the apparent meaning of the verses, unlike some commentators who reinterpret Quranic verses in unnatural ways. ʿAllāmah maintains the original meaning while uncovering deeper layers of understanding. Third, he discusses profound theological themes directly from the Quran. He explores the names and attributes of God, divine power and creation, free will versus divine decree, the unseen realms, including barzakh, the intermediary state after death, and he discusses the throne, the arsh and chair, the kursi of God, and various other concepts. He is very selective about sources. He includes traditions from the Prophet and the Imams. At the same time, he excludes narrations from later companions if they are inconsistent or unreliable. In doing so, ʿAllāmah Ṭabāṭabāʻī revives the original method of Quranic interpretation, one that reflects how the Prophet and the Imams taught their followers to understand the divine revelation. In an age of confusion, where the Quran is often interpreted through external ideologies, ʿAllāmah Ṭabāṭabāʻī's method reminds us the Quran is self-sufficient. It explains itself and needs no foreign influence to reveal its truth. His work also teaches us Understanding the Qur'an is not just an academic exercise. It's a journey of reflection, sincerity, and spiritual growth. And most importantly, his exegesis shows us that the Qur'an is a living light, guiding us when we approach it with an open heart and a pure intention. As we continue this journey in reflection, we will explore these profound insights from al-Mīzān and how they apply to our lives. Next week, we will take a deeper look at one of the core themes in al-Mīzān. Stay tuned. If you found today's discussion meaningful, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue reflecting together on the timeless wisdom of the Qur'an. See you in the next episode of Reflection. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.